everybody. When I was deciding on a subject for this research project, I found myself drawn to Leonardo da Vinci's work. To be more specific, his use of the geometric shapes and golden ratios that are shown within his paintings and sketches. I've always found it really fascinating how he was able to combine art, science, and mathematics in such a seamless way, and that geometry wasn't just used as a tool for Da Vinci, but it was actually part of how he saw the world and how he created balance, beauty, and meaning within his work. In this presentation, I'll be talking about 5 specific examples: Salvator Mundi, The Last Supper, the Mona Lisa, Vitruvian Man, and some selections from his work, from his notebooks. All of these pieces will show how deeply he integrated geometric principles into his process. This topic connects directly to our course, since not only was Da Vinci a major figure in the Renaissance, a time when art and science were closely linked, but he lived from 1452 to 1519 AD, and he spent time both in Italy and in France, where the Renaissance took place. Okay, first we're going to be looking at the Vitruvian Man. This is one of Da Vinci's most famous studies of proportion. It's based on the work of the Roman architect Vitruvius, who believed that the human body was a model of perfect symmetry and proportion. Da Vinci took this logic and drew a figure inside both a circle and inside of a square, which are two of the most important shapes in geometry. This drawing isn't just about anatomy, it's about connecting the human form to the mathematical structure of the universe. It shows how Da Vinci used geometry to explore harmony between nature, the body, and with design. Next, we have The Last Supper. Da Vinci used linear perspective to organize this composition. As you can see, all the lines in the painting lead the viewer's eyes directly to Jesus in the center, which creates a really strong focal point and is highly symbolic since it is Jesus in the center. The room itself is carefully proportioned using geometry, and the placement of the apostles on either side of Jesus creates a perfect balance. This shows how Da Vinci used geometry not just for visual structure, but also to guide meaning and emotion within a scene. Next, we'll be looking at the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is really famous for her mysterious expression, but the composition is also really mathematical. Some researchers believe that Da Vinci used the golden ratio to position elements like her eyes, her hands, and just the overall frame of the portrait. There's like a triangular shape that's formed by her body and her arms, which is another great example of geometric balance. And even though the golden ratio isn't super exact, the symmetry and the subtle proportions make the painting feel calm, natural, and harmonious. Then we've got Salvator Mundi, which means Savior of the World. This painting shows Christ holding a crystal orb in one hand and raising the other hand in blessing. The orb itself is a powerful symbol of geometry and perfection. Some scholars argue that Da Vinci tried to capture realistic light refraction through the orb, showing his deep understanding of optics and spherical geometry. This composition is also very symmetrical, with Christ centered and framed in a triangular shape similar to Mona Lisa, which we previously looked at. But this painting blends spiritual symbolism with scientific precision. And lastly, we're going to be looking at a couple of Da Vinci's notebook pages. His notebooks are filled with a bunch of geometric diagrams, studies of shapes, proportions, and even some mechanical inventions based on mathematical principles. He sketched everything from internal structure of the heart to designing of flying machines, always thinking in terms of balance and form. What's amazing is how often he used geometry to solve both artistic and scientific problems. His notebooks really show how he thought with both sides of his brain, constantly connecting visual art with technical analysis.